For Highline, in terms of personalization, we have a promise that every student is known by name, strength, and need. And we've used the dollars here to support 3 really critical areas for our district and for the roadmap, which is Start Strong, STEM Strong, Stay Strong. So under Start Strong, we've used the dollars to support our P3 effort, pre-K through 3rd, which has been huge in connecting not only our students with adults, but our adults with one another. We hadn't had a really robust early learning initiative in Highline, and this has gone a long way in supporting that. Particularly in connecting, when we talk about personalization, I do think it has to do with adults and kids. Connecting with our pre-K providers as well, so we're getting to our students and families earlier than we have in the past, so that they arrive better prepared. Of our 18 elementary schools, the level of kindergarten readiness varies from 15% of students coming in ready at one of our schools to 78% of students coming in ready at another. That's a huge disparity. So this is why it's a major priority for us and why we've channeled some resources there. The second area around STEM Strong has really helped us focus on our sort of departmentalization, if you will, helping our math and science teachers focus on those content areas so that our students get the highest quality instruction and personalization that they need. So we're big believers that as we ask a lot of our elementary teachers to be masters of all content, as I always tell people, I was a high school English teacher. If they'd asked me to teach biology, we all would have been in trouble. But essentially, that's what we ask our elementary teachers to do. So sort of allowing them to focus on content areas, I think, has been incredibly helpful on the personalization front. And finally, to stay strong, we are really putting a focus to increasing our graduation rate and focusing intensively on this year's freshman class. So one of the things that we did was put an adult name next to every freshman student's name, and we've been progress monitoring freshmen every 15 days, and our resources have been going to support that.
Remembering our purpose, why we're here. These are public schools. They don't belong to me or the board or the teachers. They belong to our community. So keeping everybody focused on, we're here to serve our students. And if they're not successful, then we're not successful. And so one of the things that we do routinely is revisit that purpose, our mission. And really using those, I'll reference Immanuel Kant's notions of imminent critique, is we compare, if our mission says success, we prepare all students for the future, and we juxtapose that with the reality that we find in terms of our data. Those pictures don't match. And as long as those pictures don't match, we have to continually, relentlessly focus on what do we need to do differently in order for the pictures to match. Because it's really all about their success. And I think that's something that we've really used, and using the race at the top obviously gives us more resources and capacity. But to really challenge ourselves, we only have a limited amount of time with these kids. A third grader is only a third grader. Well, it's hopeful. We only get one shot at it. We have to do it right the first time. And I think that relentless focus on equity and excellence for all kids has to stay. It's a paramount focus.
I'm brand new superintendent, so my challenge was not only getting to know the skills and talents of the people that I get to work with on a regular basis in the school district, but then what are the skills and talents of the folks in the other districts around us? So when you're collaborating, you want to make sure that you know what that level is so that you can tap into those different ideas. I also think one of the challenges is that for so long, the resources have been so scarce that it's like when people say, we're going to collaborate, you're like, yeah, right. But what's in it for me? And that it's been a wonderful growing and opportunity when we really say, no, let's think outside that. What do we really need? And that's what we write our plans for. And then when we come together and just briefly share what do we need, we kind of say, yeah, okay, maybe we might make an adjustment in our initial plan. Obviously, someone else makes that decision on what gets funded or not. So I think those were initial challenges. I think those challenges have dwindled as our time has gone on, and it's only been a very short amount of time that we've been working on this. Where I would say the benefits is the power of that synergy coming together. We've been able to partner with Seattle Public Schools, tapping into the knowledge of their expertise in the International Baccalaureate program, as well as those programs in Further Away and Highline and Kent. And how are you engaging in parents? So our folks don't have to come up with those ideas alone. We borrowed parent engagement strategies from our neighbors, Kent and Federal Way and Highline. What are you all doing? How are you reaching those parents? How are you engaging parents that may be speaking 2 or 3 languages differently than the languages that your students or your families do? And then what I really was excited about is this really joint effort of the kickoff to kindergarten, and that regionally we did some promotions as 7 districts that said, let's don't wait until May, let's start getting parents thinking in January to register your children. And then the uniqueness is that each of the district did on how does that happen. And our countdown to kindergarten is a very different message than kindergarten roundup. It's like, we're there, we're excited. And we got those ideas from each other. And that's why I think the power of that collaboration is.
Personal stories, we did 100% increase from 1,250 advanced placement students to 2,500 in just one semester. You know, some of our other colleagues have been out in front of this, but that personalization was the counselors, caring adults, administrators, calling kids down and saying, we think you really could be successful in an advanced placement course, or initially it was an AP course. And the students' responses ranged from, I thought AP was the assistant principal's office. No one ever told me that I was smart or that I was capable. No one in my family has even considered this. Those kinds of personal stories changed us more than we changed the system by having the number of students in advanced placement and those that continue with high rate of proficiency to be successful in those courses, because it's about the caring adults and it's about students seeing the opportunities for their own future.